All right, so I'm just going to get it out of the way right now, ladies and gentlemen. The conservative movement is dead, all right? Dylan, how could you say something like that? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, look. All right, I know you guys are going to jump on me over this. I don't even want to hear it. The conservative movement's dead. And I'm going to take the rest of this video to explain what I'm talking about, and you'll probably understand what I mean by then, hopefully. So let's just talk about it, all right? Remember the Tea Party movement? When the Tea Party movement had its big uprising, and everyone was like, oh, yeah, the Tea Party movement. I'm a fan of the Tea Party movement. I'm a conservative. That was the next, since Reagan, the Tea Party movement was the big conservative uprising. That was the conservatives finally getting a voice again in government. That was their big thing, the Tea Party. But the Tea Party movement collapsed, and so did the conservative movement. The conservative movement's collapsed. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be a conservative. I consider myself to be a conservative, right? You can still be a conservative, but the conservative movement is dead. And I think that's why you saw Donald Trump do so much better in the debates and in the election than Ted Cruz. I mean, Ted Cruz is a politician. Ted Cruz is a seasoned debater. Ted Cruz, was part of the conservative movement. That was the issue right there. Donald Trump came in representing a whole nother movement, and I think that's the movement that the conservative movement is morphed into. It's more of like a nationalist movement, really, which sounds bad. Nationalism has a bad rap, mostly because people think Hitler was a nationalist. He was just a national socialist, right? He was not a nationalist. Nationalism is basically doing what's in the best interest of the American people first. Oh, Dylan, nationalism is invading other countries. No, it's not. Because invading other countries is putting your citizens at risk, thus not in the best interest of your citizens, of your people. So that would not be nationalist. Now, the nationalist movement that Donald Trump represents is this America first, this we must be strong again, we must take care of our citizens first, we do what's best for our people first kind of mentality. And that's what the conservative movement has morphed into. Now, let's talk about why the conservative movement is dead. Because I think that's something that, a lot of people don't understand, especially when I said at the beginning it's dead. You guys are probably thinking, why? And the main reason is because it lacked a leader. There was not a sufficient leader within the conservative movement that could step up to the plate and kind of lead it, right? It was just kind of like a cluster F of people that got together that just started this movement. There was really no leader within the movement. The reason Donald Trump's movement is so strong is because Trump is a clear leader. And that's why the conservative movement was so strong with Reagan, because Reagan was a clear leader, right? But since Reagan, we haven't had a big conservative movement until the Tea Party, and that was because there was really no leader. No one really stepped up to the plate to lead a conservative movement. Now we have Donald Trump, who stepped up to the plate leading more of a nationalist movement, and that's where you see a lot of the conservatives going. The Never Trump group, the conservatives like to claim they're part of this Never Trump group that just doesn't vote for Donald Trump. They hate Donald Trump, and that's a small percentage of conservatives. The majority of conservatives have now come aboard the Trump train and are supporting Donald Trump. And they have joined this movement as well. And I think, that's what we need, because we truly do need a third party in this country. I really believe. We don't have a two-party system right now. I really don't think, we have, quote unquote, a two-party system, but both parties are the same. And that's why the whole Tea Party movement started in the first place, was to combat both sides. We have, and I'm not even going to discuss the Libertarian Party right now. We can talk about that in a different video. I'm strictly talking about getting a party that's strong, that's as strong as the Republican Party, that can actually win a major election at this point. I'm not discouraging the Libertarians. I'm just saying at this point. And the Trump's movement is strong enough at this point. Trump has just annihilated the Republican Party. Let me just talk. The Republican Party used to be the party that I just pulled in Obama with a let me. Did you notice that? But the Republican Party used to be the party that represented the people and what's in the best interest of the people, but not anymore. Now it's the party, it's the same, because here's what happens, right? And this is how it's turned into that. And you can look at it over time and it's obvious. We have the two parties right now, the Republican and the Democrat Party, and the two candidates that are running always come out and they say, hey, I'm going to do this. And then the other one says, I'm going to do this. And he's like, well, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And they all make their promises to you as the American people. but there's nothing holding them accountable to keeping those promises. So when you elect them, because you really have no one else to vote for, it's like, okay, well, I have to vote for McCain because Obama's a Democrat. So I'm stuck voting for McCain now, even though I know he's not going to be a conservative and he's not going to do what's in the best interest of the people. I have to vote for him because I don't want to vote for Obama. And at least he's better, right? And so you vote for McCain. And then McCain gets in office, doesn't need to keep any of the promises he made because nothing's holding him accountable. And then he can just come out and make the same promises, not do them over and over again every time he runs, which is what every single gerrymandered congressman has been doing for the past 50 years. It's ridiculous. We need to create a system and a new party. And we don't even need to create a new party. We just need to transform the Republic. Creating a new party is way too much work, where that's never going to happen. I mean, you could not set up a new party right now and expect it to be in a reliable party and be in the debates and actually have a chance of winning anytime soon. I mean, the Libertarian Party was started in the 70s, and they're still not in the debates. You can't start a new party. That's not what I mean. We need to just transform the Republican Party and turn it into a party that represents the people again. And that's the whole thing with Trump's movement. That's what he's been doing, is he kind of came into the Republican Party. You know, we had the main head of the Republican Party in this election, which would have been Jeb Bush, right? I don't think you can argue it would have been Jeb Bush, but he was a lightweight. He was weak. He got kicked out. So that was really Trump saying F you to the establishment. And that's really what he did. Trump was running against three different people. He was running against the establishment of the Republican Party. He was running against the media, and he was running against the Democrats. And he's winning. I mean, Donald Trump is such an amazing campaigner. Such an amazing campaigner. He's running for the American people against the establishment of the Republican Party, against the media, and against the Democrats. Think about that. And that's how strong the American people are. More people came out to vote for Donald Trump than any other Republican candidate in modern history. That's a lot of people. I mean, think about how many people that is. A ton. And they're all coming out to vote for Trump because they like Trump. We need to change the Republican Party back to a party that represents the people. And we need a strong leader to do that. The Tea Party tried to do something like that, but again, they didn't have a strong leader. They couldn't do it. And this is our opportunity. Who knows? Who knows when we're going to get another Donald Trump in politics? I mean, we have his kids. Donald Trump Jr. seems like potential. He looks I would love to see Donald Trump Jr. get into politics. Maybe even Eric Trump, both of them. They both have the potential to lead this movement after their father dies. Donald Trump is the starting block to this movement. He is the beginning of this new Republican Party that's going to be created that represents the best interests of the people. That's kind of what he's doing right now, whether he knows it or not. I think he knows it. I don't think he'll admit it, but he knows it. And a lot of the American people don't see it, but it's happening. And that's why I made this video, just to kind of show you guys. We need to make sure that this thing does not die, ladies and gentlemen. This is our chance to take back the government. This is the American people's chance to take back the government and say, screw you, establishment, screw you, globalists. We're going to take back our country. We're not going to let you control us anymore. We're going to go back to the good old days when we had control over the government. And every time you say good old days, I feel like I'm referring to racism. I don't not mean racism. I don't mean the good old days of segregation, everything like that. I mean the good old days of when the people actually had control over their government. Because now they don't. But anyway, yeah, that's my little 2 cents on what's going on right now with the Republican Party. We do need an actual two-party system, but that's really why the conservative movement died. And that's what this video is about. I kind of talked less about why the conservative movement's dead, more about what we need to do with the Republican Party. But you guys get the point. You understand. You see what I'm talking about. So, and I did explain it. But anyway, that's it for the TSFD show today. Doing a shorter one just because I took more time to do my video for my main channel, Dylan's Daily Show. And you guys said you liked the one-topic videos, but just about interesting stuff, kind of a discussion. That's what I'm going to try to do with this channel, with the Two Savage for Democrats channel, is kind of make it more of a discussion-based channel where I kind of bring a topic to you guys. I'm going to do the full podcast, too, don't get me wrong. And I might actually launch one of those through a Patreon, something like that. But we'll see in the future. But right now, I really want to start this as a discussion channel where we can kind of discuss issues, and you guys can comment down below and tell me what you guys think of the issues I'm discussing, and we can get more people informed. And that's really what my whole goal has been on social media since I began. And yeah, so anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, share the video, subscribe so you don't miss out on any more. I will catch up with you guys next time. Bye-bye.